What challenges did pioneers face with early flight engines? Imagine trying to lift a heavy object into the sky with a machine that has to be both powerful and light at the same time. That was the challenge early pioneers of powered flight faced with their engines. These engines had to produce enough thrust to get aircraft off the ground but also be light enough not to weigh the plane down. Most early engines were designed for land vehicles like cars and motorcycles, so adapting them for flight was no simple task. Engineers experimented with different types like inline, V-shaped, radial, and rotary engines, each with their own pros and cons. For example, inline engines were compact but heavy, while radial engines were lighter but more complex to build. Cooling was another big issue. Engines generate a lot of heat, so they needed effective cooling systems. Water-cooled engines used radiators and water jackets, but that added weight and complexity. Air-cooled engines like radial and rotary types were lighter but sometimes less reliable. Mechanical complexity also caused problems. Early piston engines had many moving parts like cylinders, valves, and fuel systems, which often led to breakdowns. Rotary engines, in particular, caused pilots to feel physical strain because of their spinning motion and required precise control of fuel and air mixture. Power limits were another obstacle. As engines pushed propellers faster, parts like propeller tips approached the speed of sound, which caused efficiency to drop sharply. This limited how fast and powerful early aircraft could become. When jet engines appeared in the 1930s and 1940s, new challenges arose. Combustion stability was a major concern. Maintaining continuous, efficient burning of fuel at high speeds was difficult. Materials also had to withstand extreme temperatures and stresses inside turbines. Innovators like Frank Whittle faced skepticism from engineers and struggled to get funding for their designs. Many doubted jet engines could be reliable or cost-effective. Testing was a long process. Whittle's first jet engine in 1939 had combustion problems that took years to fix. Early jet engines also produced less power at low altitudes and used more fuel, making them less practical initially. Transitioning from piston engines with propellers to jet propulsion was a huge leap. Jet engines were mechanically simpler but needed new understanding of aerodynamics and materials science. Overall, these pioneers had to overcome weight issues, cooling problems, mechanical failures, and funding hurdles. Their efforts laid the foundation for the fast, reliable aircraft we see today.